Hello there everyone, welcome back to part 3 of Strange Horticulture, the plant-based mystery game. Where we left off last time, we were approaching 2 weeks into the game, of in-game time. Oh, excuse me, that's my phone telling me it's time to stream. We were about 2 weeks into the game. What's happened thus far is we've met a secretive druidic sect called the Sisters of Arduino. Their leader, the Arda, has been murdered, as have one or two other people, and it seems like a separate cult, known as the Seeds of Redemption, have summoned an unkillable, rampaging creature of destruction to basically try and wipe out the Sisterhood and possibly many other things. We are just about to head into day 13. I've been fiddling with elixirs. I'll run over the premise of the game for people who are new. So up to the top here you can see we have various plants, and I've applied different tags to the plants I've identified. And there are also plenty of plants which I may know certain things about, like where I acquired them on the map. But for the most part, these are plants which we don't yet know what they do. Your role as the protagonist of Strange Horticulture is predominantly to identify plants correctly as to the needs of people who come into your shop, and occasionally to make moral decisions where you can. For example, when there's a barista who is not very nice to your cat, you can offer to give him the plant he actually wants, which will treat his skin rash, or you can give him one which will make it substantially worse. All of this is to be done while not having a sanity break from making too many errors, which is what this meter at the bottom tracks. And also, obviously, we're paying sufficient attention to the lovely hellebore. Anyway, let's see what tomorrow brings for us. So every night we have a vision of one of these little cards, and we also get a bit of story. So the story thus far that we receive every night has tracked a girl who found a book, had an abusive father basically, ran away from home, joined the Sisterhood, killed the Arda, the leader of the Sisterhood, and now she is equipped with the Arda's knowledge. She journeyed west to the Stone Circle. Unknown to her, she was not alone as she made her preparations. I'm sort of assuming that she has something to do, at least, with the summoning of this creature known as the Servant. And yes, every night we also get this little clue card. This will give us hints to a location on the map. Sometimes they are sort of fairly obvious clues, like go to this place and then go south 2 squares. Sometimes we'll get, either through these or through letters, clues that rely on this device, which works in the following manner. I click on my exploring button. So the instructions here are Endmore, Raven, and Spider. So if we place this over the location called Endmore, which I do just have to find, it's down here, I can then, so Endmore Raven points us to, place this over Raven, look at the square place this over Endmore, look at the square that's marked by the Raven. Endmoon Raven Spider, one might assume, is then translate this to that square, make sure I have the right square, which is very difficult because I am not enormously bright, and then go to the square marked Spider. And when we've got the correct solution, that burns up to let us know. H25, a jackdaw croaks, hidden somewhere nearby. Strange shapes of old stones pierce the long grass. Among them, some plants grow. And this is one of the primary ways in which we get new plant specimens. So I can label these up. with where we got them from. But as yet, we don't really have very much more information as to what these plants are or what the point of them is. Once we're finished visiting places, which I think we are for now, so I have a few little hints for various leads to follow that arrive in the form of letters and stuff. So this, the Woken Dendru, also known as the Servant, is the big bad, and we know that there's going to be a ritual to defeat it that involves 5 plants, but we don't know what the 5 plants are yet. We have some recipes for different elixirs that we might be called upon to make at some point. And then we have this Guide to Fatal Fungi, which I haven't used yet. Don't know what that's for. Other than that, we've been given this little 5-segmented lockbox, which my hypothesis is this is going to be where I will be putting in the 5 plants to defeat the Servant with. We have a magic detector, basically. So if we can find a magic plant. There actually aren't too many plants that are picked up as magical by specifically this. And because it's been a whole day since I last played, I obviously can't find where the one was that I acquired last time. There we go. So you can see no spores, and then with magic vision we can see purple spores. It also highlights other things. There's some ones on the map. There's these which open the secret compartment at the back. And some of the clues, I just have no idea what they're for yet. Like this coin. It says 1813 Gosforth. Gosforth is a location on the map. It's not a very nice place. They have no other clue whatsoever as to what that means. But now I think it's time for us to get on with the first customer of day 13. There's Grace Enright. Have you heard of this masked woman? Yes. I've given her some plants. So the, oh wow, okay, apparently she's powerful. Huh. So the Jade Masked Woman, we're thinking, is probably the last from our dreams, and also the person who summons this servant. What exactly she wants to do, I'm not clear on. We have bios for a few of the recurring characters, not all of them. This is the woman in the Jade Mask. This is a sort of visionary type person who has nightmares about the woman in the Jade Mask. We then have a member of the Druidic sect. We have the chief investigator of the various murders, and the occultist who he's brought in as a consultant. We have 2 friends of us, the protagonists. One is our nerdy librarian girlfriend from Ambleside. The other is a sort of a travelling person who sent us quite a lot of letters telling us where to find interesting plants, called Amos Duncan. We then have this guy who seems to be a representative of the Seeds of Redemption. This guy, who is part of a different sort of sect, who has green eyes as a result of his addiction to some form of plant. And finally we have the barrister Isidore Burbage, who is just a generally nasty piece of work. But we haven't seen him in a while, I think. This is always good. As it is, this lady has come in requesting Daisy Dock. So, because it's a new day and I've forgotten everything that went before, what we begin with is a quick browse through all of the previously identified plants to see if any of them say Daisy Dock on them. This is why labelling things helps. You can see that the labels here have effects ranging for anything from helping with digestion or helping you get to sleep, which are quite normal plant effects, to helping you pick locks, or one of them is for satanic rituals. It's not looking like we have Daisy Duck identified, is it? So I have an organizational system. sorts. I have some speculative identified plants up here. I have a variety of dangerous plants up here. And then all my unidentified plants are this middle section off here. So that's what we'll be looking for, Daisy Dock. Daisy Dock, a simple potion that will grant courage, can be brewed from the leaves. Oh, now... Oh, who's been identified? Sometimes, occasionally, they all wander slightly out of place when you sort of load up for the first time. This is nothing particularly to worry about. I must admit, I did think I'd identified something like this, because it's part of the recipe for one of the elixirs that I worked on at the end of last session's recording. Right, so we know it's got leaves that sort of look like this, and we know very little else around it. But one of these references a 5-pointed leaf to grant courage, which we already kind of know from this description. Definitely not 5 points. 5 points. It's odd that you weren't already appropriately labelled. I could have sworn I labelled you at the end of last night, but apparently not. So I think it's Daisy Dock for courage. That's for St. Quentin's. Then I pop it in here. We discover that I'm correct in my identification. We get a reward, which in this case is Dead Man's Fingers, which is this Digitatis Mortis I found while browsing a sort of a wasteland area that is a result of the last time this servant came to Earth. So to strengthen resolve and sharpen the mind. Let's change this to its book name. Let's go for mental acuity as its effect. And kitty, ring the bell, here comes the postman. Hello, Posty. This letter was delivered in an unusual way. I mean, you've given plenty of letters that are just 2 words. That is unusual. Tiddlebip. If you know your parts, this letter is for you. Thanks? Hidden text. Ho ho! So you got it working. Yes, it works. Look to the north of Bowfell. There's a scroll, so I can actually read these texts. Look to the north of Bowfell, the source of the river Esk. Nobody knows it grows there. It'll be a little secret. Ho ho. So look to the north of Bowfell, the source of the river Esk. As to what it is that he's pointing me towards, it'll be a plant, but who knows which one. Right, so now we just have a little quick scout around the map for a place called Bowfell. Here's Bowfell. This presumably is the source of the river Esk. And we can head off there. Sure enough, I find a plant here that I've never seen before. Label this with C14. And once this note is completed, we can move it to the archive. Thora done. My husband likes to forage for mushrooms, but I'm worried about the ones he's brought back from his latest venture. He's just been on a trip across the lake, exploring the woods to the west of here. He's got a bag full of odd-looking mushrooms that he says are perfectly safe. They don't look edible to me. I've brought one with me to help identify it, but he's hoarding them because he thinks I'm going to throw them out. Which would probably be a reasonable thing to do if someone intends to eat suspicious-looking mushrooms. I'll come back tomorrow. Right, so this note has given me a bunch of... so this recharges over time, or by watering plants. This is your cooldown for going out to different places. Mrs. Dunn, mushrooms, woods west of Undermere, across the lake. Okie doke. Woods west of Undermere, across the lake. Well, that would be these. Mushrooms. How have I never been here before? They're hard to find at first, but soon I'm seeing them everywhere. Right. Presumably when she comes back tomorrow, we'll need to kind of have an idea of, what was G20? We'll need to have an idea of what these are. I'll just leave a little note to remind ourselves that that's specifically who these mushrooms are sort of to do with. And one of that Simone Green, our friend. Hello. Lord Fremont told me he was able to help you find some information on the servant. Yeah? No, he was. That's, this letter, I believe. I've been looking all over the library, but all I've discovered is a mould problem. Hoped you might have some sweet breath that could help clear it up. So sweet breath, if I remember correctly, is sort of an air purifying plant. So here we have the first part of some of the mysteries, is that not all of the... Palliance. So sometimes it tells you the actual listed name, but lots of plants go by multiple names. Palliance. Most plants offer a small improvement to air quality, but palliance is a class of its own, sometimes called sweet breath thanks to the freshness of the air in its vicinity. The many short leaves of this plant are thought to help filter toxins from the surrounding air, so all we know about it really is it has a stem that looks kind of like this. We've got a few obvious likely candidates. This guy here. And this guy here. Has a pleasant fresh aroma, which is handy. Somewhat pungent. So this microscope allows you to zoom in much better than magnifying glass does, but it also gives you some descriptive elements of the plants that can sometimes be helpful, sometimes are neutral. In this case, I think, based on the fact that this is the plant with the pleasant fresh aroma, I believe this is likely to be Palliance. So let's add that to the label. We are correct. Hooray. We get a new book entry for Sour Bandy. Sour Bandy can help with memory recovery, especially if the memory has been deliberately sabotaged. The name of this plant derives from the fact that although edible, the large stain is extremely bitter to the taste. So why wasn't it called Bitter Bandy? It's the real question. Marina Chapman, hello. My cousin will be married in 3 days. If you've got some Trimble Huff, it'd save me the trouble of going out to find some myself. If you knew my cousin, you'd know she's not worth the trouble. Oh dear. Trimblehoff is traditionally used as decoration at weddings. It is thought to strengthen relationships. The cross-section of the small cup-like flowers will generally point downwards to avoid filling with water and to allow easy access for pollinating insects. So, we want small cup-like flowers that have a little dangler out of them, which could well be these. These are both small and cup-like. Also have a hashtag on the end, because my inability to type. You have similar-ish flowers, but you point upwards. You have bell-like flowers. I think you are our best bet here. Oftentimes you're not necessarily making judgments based on the most complete and thorough information. You sometimes just have to make a sort of a best guess. This is for weddings. I believe actually that the last part of the palliates actually. This is for hair. Let's put our hypothesis to the test. I think I would enjoy this game a little bit more if you didn't get the kind of, yes, you're definitely right. Because when you get an identification wrong, you accumulate this rising dread, which is obviously, in a way, nice that you have some kind of penalty for getting wrong. It means you can't just go through every plant in your collection until you get the right one. But on the other hand, I feel like it would be better if there were more wrong options with story consequences. Although I can understand how that would be difficult to actually implement. She's giving us the glowhorn, or forest lantern, or pixie lamp. It's phosphorescent, illuminating the trees it grows under. So it's probably this green mushroom. This green mushroom we've had since the very earliest days of me playing the game. I'm only just now learning what it's called. It has a sort of a hinky punk will-o-wisp style reputation. Oh, and that's it for today. So it's a very short day. We don't really have any other places to go. Because this, as far as I'm aware, this letter doesn't contain any hidden information. So. You find notes in all sorts of places, so obviously there's these buttons which open the secret compartment, that's now empty. I found a note up on a shelf. I found a note in my laboratory when I first unlocked that. Let's hit the sack for another day. The shepherd watched as she prepared the leaves and roots that she would require. He watched as the hours dragged by, the sun set, and she worked by candlelight, with time sitting still, the tongues moving like a dancer among the stones. The change happened suddenly, but also subtly, so at first the watcher was not sure that anything had happened. Then he saw it. Oh dear. It looks like this is all going to come to a head on sort of the night of the full moon. Ah, okay. So this new card now is, I believe, sort of the solution to this penny puzzle, because they have a matching tree and symbol, and this has directions. So this is going to be 8 miles to the east relative to Gosforth. Oh, we have some thunder and lightning outside. It's quite often raining where we live. We live in the town of Umbermere, so that's us there. And we are heading Gosforth, and then 8 miles east. Gosforth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that will be E11. Burning card tells us we're right. Gazing at the still water of the lake, its black waters drawn into reflective trance. Here and there, flowers that don't recognise grow along the black bank. 2 new plants today. The plant shelf is just sort of slowly pushing all of the other plants further and further down. Morning, Hallador. Well done. Hello. You're back. Well, he went and ate those bloody mushrooms. Of course, now he's sick. Is there anything we can do? He's in a bad way and I'm worried about him. Of course there is, because I can identify this fungus, and then I can give you the appropriate antidote. Right, so some of these I've already discovered. So I already know that this is copper caledonian. I already know that this is Bishop's Parasol. I already know that this is Sunset Mountcap. And those are the mushrooms I've identified. So we only need to check between Farmer's Worry and Spring Waxcap. Let's check Farmer's Worry first. A spongy mushroom with potent abilities. Only safe to consume in small quantities. Grants great strength for short periods at the expense of severe fatigue once the effect is worn off. You have a spongy texture, so I reckon you're probably Farmer's Worry. The other option, Spring Waxcap. Edible mushroom has some mild medicinal properties. When dried and eaten, it can help relieve pain. No, I think it's definitely going to be Farmer's Worry. So Farmer's Worry, antidote can be made using raw gentian, which I have identified. The only question is, there we go, finding it, raw gentian. Let's also put you in a tag. Can't identify raw gentian. Next on. Liverstone, that might well be the other mushroom that we've acquired ages ago. Strong paralyzing agents contained within. It smells wrong, we don't know. I should actually really, when I acquired that other page, have let's see if I can remember what it was called. If I can remember what it's called. I'll add it to the tentative identification list. 30 pages. Glowhorn. Oops. Excuse me. Pop you up there. Pop you up there. So on to use. Well, so you might well be near the stone. Pop you up there. Kitty. Bing. Forest. Oh my god. So, yeah, the other day, this guy said he was going to go and kill the servant, even though it's probably not killable. He seems to be, down an eye, which is not good, but on the plus side he is still alive, which is honestly extremely impressive. Also, if you'll just bear with me for 1 minute. I'm going to just update my Twitter, reminding everyone I'm live. Click send tweet. There we go. Please forgive me. Okay, so he wants some St. Quentin's elixir. So I can make elixir using my laboratory setup. Elixirs take 3 plants. I believe I've identified one of them, Daisy Dock. The other thing I need is a red flower to protect the mind. And this is the one where I got stuck because I sort of didn't really think I had a red flower to protect the mind. Candlewood here has a red flower. Ah, yes, protects against afflictions of the mind. Okay. And then the seed pod for good luck, which I must admit I also didn't think I had, because I believe this is sheep snap. Sheep snap stalk and good fortune when prepared correctly. The green seed pods have a hard outer shell and sound hollow when tapped. Unless it's one of these recently acquired ones. I didn't think I had any. Oh my gosh, are these seed pods? I thought these were leaves. Oh, okay, yes. This is absolutely sheep snap. 100%. There we go. And with those 3 things put in place, I moved the wrong one over here, that's fine. We should now hopefully be able to go over to our lab, and the wood in the middle one. I don't know if it matters what the order is, but I'm going to put them in the order it says. Let's create an elixir. New elixir acquired. Excellent. Which I believe to be St. Quentin's. I have no idea. If you can just sort of create incorrect elixirs. I have no idea what happens if you try. It's probably better for everyone if I don't just start making random hocus pocus potions and then handing them out to people on the off chance. Maybe I'll try that if I have some rising good meter left in today. But for now I believe I have some Quentin's elixir for you. Ta-da! Elixir identified. The entry for Prittle, covered by the rich brittle is crushed to make dyes. Very rare plant, hard to come by, requires great care to cultivate. I believe I may have been cultivating it this whole time, so I think that might be this. Okay. David Chafer, the postman. There is a hateful man I sometimes see around town. Oh god, it is the barrister. Don't you just hate it when you know exactly where a game is going? Who punches a dog instead of kicking it? That's what I want to know. Wow. This is almost a literal kick the dog moment for Burbage, and you know, we already hated him. Someday he'll get his comeuppance. Yeah, his character description mentions people would love to see him dead. Ah, another mystery note. Now I think this is the 4th one of these. If I just get back to my archive. 1, 2, 3, yes. So I know I'm looking for 5 plants. I do sort of wonder if the 5 plants I'm looking for are going to be the ones given to me by these notes. As it is, this is another reference for my map and little wheel things. So Sagil, where's Sagil? Chalice points us down here. Off we go exploring. And we have got the correct place. The Chalice clue takes me directly south of Sagil to a spot next to the river. Moss-covered rocks line the banks, velvet to the touch. In moist conditions, a deadly-looking plant grows abundantly in the lush grass. How do I know that the plant looks deadly? Oh, that's how. I've also immediately forgotten the good reference because I am the cleverest of beings. So you're going to get a red label. And let's go on the next person. Oh, also actually completed sequences. Wow, so this is an investigator. Verona tells me you're working on gathering the plants for a ritual that help us defeat this creature. I mean, I say working on it. I have no idea what they are. I just know that I need some. I think this might be one of the plants that needs to go on the ritual, but I'm afraid I don't know where it can be found. Ah, excellent news. Swifts. I mean, that's definitely going to be this thing we've just found, right? Oh, no, it's not. They're not really very heart-shaped. Perhaps not. Oh, you've got some quite heart-shaped leaves. I can't imagine how you'd be snaring. Let's add in a painted note. Oh, that's interesting. The interesting quirk of my keyboard, I've got this little heart icon instead of a closed curly bracket. Wonderful. Okay, well, we'll leave that there as a mystery for another day. Molly Bell. My daughter's getting married. I want to decorate the church with nice flowers. Oh, I had this the other day. I believe there's a plant with small blue cup-like flowers that's supposed to bless their union. Yes, it's this one. Oh, that's not the most challenging thing I've ever had to do. Hello. Ennis Aylford. Ah. Oh god. So the other day he told me to kill our plant addict servant hunting friend. He told me to give him a poisonous plant. He's now not happy with me. He's now... I mean, on the one hand, I've kept him on side for quite a while. I could have rejected his offer to join the cult straight away, and that might have made him angry at you ages ago. Oh dear. Oh dear. Right, shall we try just throwing some random things together? Oh, what I can actually try doing is seeing if this unlocks with this. No, okay. That was definitely not the right thing. Other things to do, let's just throw some random stuff together, see if I actually make an elixir by doing this. No, okay. Oh, but that gives me fewer bad news bears points than a normal wrong decision. This is interesting. So I have nothing else that I particularly need to do today, as far as I'm aware. I don't know if I've actually ever looked at this setup with my glass. Apart from the fact that that button glows, I think the button is magic. Do I put this in the effort? No, that's fine. Alright, time to end the day. Nap time. Oh dear. Don't know about my character, but I'm certainly feeling a rising dread. Behind the woman, a dark, skeletal figure began to rise. A low primal snarl sounded across the clearing. The shepherd turned and ran, cold fear coursing through his veins. He did not run for long. So this could be one of the murder victims. So the Arder was murdered, which we've already heard about in the story, and someone was murdered at a stone circle. Oh boy. Day 15, Friday. Decay gives way to new growth, from death life. Cycle starts again, west of White Scar by the river. I feel like the way that the information is hidden here is it's upside down, which is not the most oblique clue in the world, but maybe it's nice to have an easy one every so often. West of White Scar by the river. Let's go and have a look. White Scar, apart from being a chapter of Space Marines in the popular war game Warhammer 40,000, is presumably a mountain? There's what fell. If White Scar is a bit of an obscure place name, then what I'm sort of permanently concerned by is the possibility there's going to be a place name referenced in one of my book entries that I will never in a million years be able to find. White Scar. Ah, there's White Scar. I'll go west from there by the river. So, burns up the curve, we've gone to the right place. This is square P29. Sunbleached skull fixes me with its black eyes. We're finding a lot of human remains. Like a lot of human remains. And I don't think we've reported any of them to the police. The sun-bleached skull fixes me with its black-eyed gaze, a reminder from the chest of the skeleton the plot goes. P29. Right, bring on the first. It's the postman. Hello, Posty. I lived in Underneath all my life, and I've never seen the people as worried as they are now. Everyone's talking about the sisterhood and the servant. Apologies for the interruption again. One day, presumably, I'll have an actually stable internet connection. Won't that be nice? In the meantime, we have successfully made our way to White Scar Cave. So I'm just going to note down it's at P32, so I don't forget it. White Scar Cave, a thin crack runs down the rock face, widening as it nears the ground. Just wide enough for a man to slip through, but there's a problem. A large boulder blocks the entrance, too heavy to move. I need some farmer's worry, which luckily I've already figured out what it is. Get through. Right, 8. The mushrooms for strength. I am Mario. I am surprised at how easily I am able to roll away the boulder with the help of farmer's worry. As my eyes adjust to the darkness, I've got a plant for that too. I discover several clusters of fungi growing there, reaching out desperately to the thin strip of light provided by the crack. Which is odd, because I didn't think fungi needed light. That's sort of the point. Anyway, we've got a book entry for Twilight Lepiota. And we can successfully add this to our identified shelf. And then we grab 2 new parts. Although I, as a biologist, of course, object strongly to the identification of mushrooms as plants. Thank you, Thanks, Duncan. Faye Swift, our psychic visionary friend. Why can't I remember? There was something important, I know there was. There is only darkness now. Now I need to find Sour Bandy. Sour Bandy. The Sour Bandy can help with memory recovery, especially when it has been deliberately sabotaged. It derives from the large stamen, which is extremely bitter to the taste. Well, you have a large stamen. What other unidentified parts do I have a large stamen? You have a large stamen. It's got this sort of particular three-load structure that I can't say I'm seeing. Honestly, on anything. Oh, hello. You have a big three-load stamen. The large stamen seems to be the source of that acerbic odour. Okay, you're probably Sour Bandy then. Not to be confused with the hit song Sour Bandy by the band Adios. You are for... Ryan. We are a success. It's coming back. It happened in a dream. The woman in the jade mask was screaming at me to get out. Instead I went deeper. I entered the mind of the creature. It was like slipping into a dark pool. Icy cold with who knows what terrors lurking beneath the surface. I felt powerful. Then suddenly something happened. She tore me out and my mind went dark. That was very rude of her. I have not been myself lately. Lady, what is yourself? You've always been a psychic, visionary person. It's literally your summary in your bio. Thanks anyway, I think. You didn't really give me very much that's helpful. Umbrella, powerful balm against diseases of the heart, will not be a cure once illness is set in, but it can ease pain and prolong life. Long rounded leaf and a flower that smells of strawberries. You have a strawberry scented flower somewhere. Okay, possibly you. Oops. You've got the correct sort of multiple pointed thing in the middle. Okay, it might be. Block the tentative self. Alden Gregory. My wife is 30 years and is dying. That is the truth of it, as painful as it is to say out loud. Not to say there's nothing I can do, but I cannot sit by and wait for it to happen. A man at the hospice let slip about a plant-based elixir. Don't think he meant for me to hear it, but I did, and it's all I can think about. Ah, that will be this then. I understand the risks, but any price is worth paying if it means she doesn't have to die. Please, I'm begging you. Should I be giving you this? It does say, quite explicitly here, at the expense of their soul. Like, I am not a doctor, either in-game or out. But, you know, TV Tropes has a whole page for fates worse than death, and I'm fairly sure this counts. I can't sadly make you go away. I can in fact do nothing except give him what he wants. Or have a mental breakdown, and then he'll come back again once I've finished having a mental breakdown. Oh god. Right. I want Arbutum alacritas. Just have to find out what that is. That's the Latin name. Cavalia, which I have. I can find sometimes. Valium or one. Maculosus mens. Oh, there we go, this is... Okay, so Cavalia, kind of nice. Dranthium is the plant that other guy is addicted to. Is not something I particularly enjoy just sort of handing out. Let's go for awareness. And finally, maculosus. Luckily, as far as I'm aware, I don't have to deal with any multiple things from the same genus, so that's nice. This is probably the bit that makes them have, vacant and lostness, as it gives them amnesia. The elixir acquired. Let's see what it looks like in here. Not pretty good. I could figure that out myself, thanks. So I think this is damned. It's pretty good with my other elixirs. Okay, I guess I'll give you this thing. Ethics. What are those? The elixir of the damned. Working tree. Average. Pretty blue flowers line the stems of this sort of the plant. Said if you give Average to your beloved under the light of full moon, you will both live long blessed lives. That kind of looks like this. Blimey. Longevity? I wonder how packed I can make this shelf. Althea O'Shea. What a delightful shop you have. I'm only in town for a brief visit, but I heard I might be able to get hold of some liverstone here. The answer to that question is, oh no. The answer to that question is a very strong oh no. So I definitely now have two plants that could be liverstone. I've got the one I've tentatively identified as liverstone, and this. I think it's just strangely numbed. Okay, it's probably this one then. Probably also something I should just kind of give out willy-nilly. It's for... what's this? Correct! Hooray! Thumb. Or shout. Pronounced tomb. Excuse me, no, I just pronounced it as thum. Thank you very much. This flower is sometimes associated with death. Fern is used as a fragrance in soaps and candles. No, I found a flower that was kind of death-y. Although I didn't think it looked like that. Ew. Maybe? Maybe. Oh, you look decidedly more seamy. You look more like the picture. But who on earth wants rhubarb-scented soap and candles? Oh no. You think? Literally the first thing it did was eat someone. Listen, Missy, this is 100% your fault. Oh, I can give you 2 possible things, and I don't off the top of my head know what either of them are for. Dead man's fingers, typically found in dense forests, set to strengthen resolve and sharpen the mind, or widow's woe, said to induce fear. Why would I give you that? That's a terrible thing to give you. Oh, that's weird. I thought I already had Jonathan. Ah, sometimes it puts them back from the Alexis in funny places. Dainty dark flowers out from a bed of long things. You might be with those well. You also might be with those well. Either way, I don't think I want to make her feared, right? I think I want good things to happen. So I think I want to give her the dead man's fingers. Let's also add resolve to this label. Right. Who knows if that was the right thing? Carnivorous Torren, known in the north as Andrew's Bane, after the unfortunate demise of a man called Andrew Jardine. He was caught and slowly eaten alive by a large specimen of the Torren, blimey. Cross-section of tombstone reveals pentagonal symmetry. Blimey. Horace Gibb. There's been talk over the last few nights down the Royal Oak of a servant creature going around slaughtering people. I used to enjoy walking in the hills, but I daren't leave my house now. That's probably sensible. I decided to bring nature to me in the meantime. The glow of a few pixie lamps would sure warm my heart. I'm confident that is this glowhorn stuff. Pixie lamp, yeah, there we go. Success! Penny Bell. Leaves of the penny bell are chewed by some for their hallucinogenic properties. It's highly addictive and can lead to sickness and death. Great, I'm sure I'll be giving some of that out at some point as well. Well, the title of the game is Strange Horticulture and not Responsible Horticulture. You know. God. What do you think, Hannibal? Right, let's get another bit of this story. She finally had the power she'd craved all these years, a servant to do as she willed. That power came at a cost. The servant was awoken, it would not be contained. It was the Dendru, the dread, it was death. Day 16, Saturday. To the east of the castle, across the river and through the mountain pass, it grows at the edge of the wood. Right. There are a few castles on the map. It's probably not that one. East Castle, across the river, through the mountain pass, it goes at the edge of the wood. Through the mountain pass, not really much of a mountain pass here. And then also at which edge of the wood? Okay, let's find some other castles. You don't have a mountain pass. Neither do you. Ah, hello, Caesar Castle. Across the river and through the mountain pass goes the edge of the wood. So that is K31. 3. The trees sway effortlessly in the cool breeze. The low hum of crickets chirping rides the wind. A sense of calm washes over the world with a new find. Oh, okay. That's you then. Don't think you're Swiss now anymore. I think you're all Swiss now. Let's double check the entry for Swiss now. Yeah, definitely. Moves fast for a plant. Okey-dokey. Wakey Hannibal. Join a green, the occultist. It is time. The seventh is on the move again. I am not ready. Time to act. Meet me at the ritual site. I haven't even come close! I found one? Yeah, no! Oh my god, am I supposed to use covering on this? The one that opens locks, to open the lock. Oh my god. Oh my god. It was... I am the best at puzzle games. Follow the Dudden tributary to its source. Right, well let's go there first. Dudden tributary. There is the River Dudden, and there is the tributary to the River Dudden, which is at L30. No, that'll do. Okay. So I might have two. Then comes the angle grabber, the binder. So first is the corpse's friend, a reminder. Oh blimey, there's quite a few parts there for memory. Candlewood is one of them. No, not that kind of mind. Oh dear. Henchuk, I believe, is the opposite. Yeah, that's an amnesiac. Yeah, decorative, money strain, wards, detection. I never did find out if that dog that went missing got found. Rash, hypothermia, secrecy, open pines. Your memory, Lady of Summer. Oh, okay, so you're a maybe. You're from G5, so I could go back and see if there is a corpse there. You'll remember Sour Dandy. Okay, we might have to go back to these places and find out if there's a corpse there. I think E61. Okay, not bad. No corpse there. I don't remember there being a corpse at the other one either. I might have to go and find another remembering plant. In case it's obvious, watching the plants gives me the reduces the cooldown on my exploring. Well, we've used pretty much all of our clues. So I don't think there's, we've used this for at least one thing. We haven't used this yet, but that's because this is about doing this. We've used that, we've used this many times, we've used you. Right, let's have a look for anything that involves memory. See, this is also a corpse's friend. Maybe I should be looking for the phrase corpse's friend. Should I have left this late? Probably not. Ah! Corpse's friend, Devil's Nightcap. Moore's Amicus. If ingested as a seed, it will cause a slow, agonizing Jesus death, and the plant will grow out of the body once deceased. It has a light, pleasant scent, not dissimilar to pine needles. Boiling the root of vinegar creates tonic against fevers and poisons. Okay. Yeah, okay, that's you. Devil's Nightcap. It's not either of you. Then comes the ankle grabber, the binder. I don't know why I've got this here. Third is the Fearbringer. Oops. Do I have a Fearbringer? A Fear plant? Widow's Woe. I think you could be Widow's Woe, actually. Well, I cannot remember why I thought you were one of the 5. An unpleasant scent. You don't have an unpleasant scent. You have an unpleasant scent, but your leaves aren't really matching. Oh, but that won't help you. Okay. Oh god. Fourth to lift a curse. We definitely had a curse lifter. Curse breaker. Last a petal to secure Black Blood's reverse. So that is the antidote one. Red Ebony? No. Albuphinium? Yes. Oh boy, am I ever not very sure about this. Meet the ritual site. Can I just not? Ah, does she want me to come now? I can ring for the next customer. Okay, that's apparently not the ritual site, which I kind of thought it was. I just tried! Where's the ritual site? Swinside ritual site. Is that not where I just went? Am I being unusually thick? Where's the ritual site? She has definitely only ever referred to the Swinside Stone Circle as the ritual site. Oh my god, it's a black coon. Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh, for God's sake. Useless. Well, I've now only got one chance to get this right. You know. So here's hoping. Okay, that's also not the ritual. What is going on? Oh, I've got a new puzzle. A shiver travels down my spine. My mind is broken. I see, I think. This is not how keys work, incidentally. I would like to take that for the record. Oh, Jesus. Okay. On the plus side, this puzzle isn't too difficult. I feel revived my mind is whole again. Well, that's nice. Day 16, Saturday. Okay, no one is coming. Right. Where the bloody hell does this need to go? Near Black Coombe to the south of the Watcher. The Great Oak. So do I want to go to the Great Oak? Is that south of the Watcher? Or is the Great Oak the Watcher? Who knows? Answer, not me. Honestly, I've come this far in the game with one mental break, and then one mental break today could easily be 2 mental breaks today. I would be distraught. Right, not there either. Okay, do I need to go south of that? I am the worst at saving the world. I mean, this is entirely accurate. I would definitely have at least one panic attack if I actually had to go out and rely on my identification of plants to save the world. I was honestly, in biology, barely able to rely on my ability to identify stuff to even do biology. Right, let's try south of you. There we go. Okay, right. 5 slots for 5 plants. Mercy me. First is the corpse's friend. Then comes the ankle binder. Third is the fearbringer. Fourth to lift a curse. Master petals, secure black notes reverse. Hooray! Well done, I will take it from here. I stand back and watch as Verona walks around the shrine, muttering soft incantations. Feels like a long time passes before she looks up. But in reality it was perhaps only 10 minutes. Nothing's happening. What do you mean nothing's happening? Have we got the right plants? I think so. Perhaps we just need to be patient. I really hope we have the right plants. A loud noise behind us makes us all jump. Turning around, I see something that makes my blood run cold. The woman in the jade mask is walking calmly and slowly towards us from the other side of the clearing. Behind her, standing tall and terrifying, is the black silhouette of the servant. Oh, that's a lot more gross and a lot less impressive than I was expecting it to look, honestly. Also, I thought she said she wanted us to be doing this. Well, was that about being patient? I think we're out of time. Shoot her with a plant. Do not be afraid, I am here to surrender willingly. The servant cannot be allowed to The creature lunges forward and brings a huge arm sliding towards her. Her scream pierces the cold air. She drops to her knees, clutching her head. The blow seems to glance off to one side, as it comes hurtling down, and the beast's claw ends up embedded in the dirt instead of the woman's back. I can't hold it back much longer. You need this. She throws a small vial of red liquid which Reuben deftly catches and holds up to the light. Blood. Quickly, I know what to do. That's good, because I don't. Verona grabs the vial and fumbles to get the stopper out as she turns back to the shrine. The servant has its huge arm free again and is slowly advancing with strange, jerky movements. Verona pours the blood into a small cavity in the shrine, and everything seems to happen at once. A pillar of bright white light launches out of the shrine, towards the servant, and hits it in the chest. The huge beast shrieks and staggers backwards, drowning out the screams of the woman in the jade mask, who is clutching her head and writhing in agony on the ground. Oh my gosh, I thought the game had crashed. There is an almighty thunderclap and a blinding flash of light, and suddenly the servant is gone. A patch of charred ground smoulders where it stood just moments before. My head is spinning at what has just happened. Did it work? Have we defeated the servant? Achievement unlocked. Vanished. I'm going to say yes. Friday. With the dust settled and the servant vanquished, I've been able to reflect on the events of the last few weeks. We were fortunate that Thea was able to stay in control of the beast for as long as she did. Who can say what would have happened if she was unable to prevent it causing the destruction it craved? I mean, it was apparently still rampantly slaughtering people. I'm not sure I'd say she stayed in control. Undermere has never felt so jubilant, so full of life. All the nervous tension that built up evaporated in an instant, and the people have ploughed their energies into celebration and merriment. They do not know the whole truth, of course, that Thea, the woman in the jade mask, was the one who summoned the servant. I promised Reuben that I would leave it to him to unravel that mess. She is his daughter, after all. Oh, okay, I hadn't quite made that link. And as for myself, well, I'm back in the calm of strange horticulture, of course. Hellebore for company. It's quieter around here, but I'm content. There are always more plants to learn about and discover. Yay! Ah! A sleeping dendro. It is done. The servant can go back to being a dark story for dusty shelves. Ending 2, Elder Finian. Now, I must admit, I sort of thought that this was the obvious ending that I would be being directed towards. I was not expecting this to be ending 2. The status of everyone. Reuben Ward is alive, reconnecting with his daughter. Verona Green is alive. She regularly visits for advice, and we've become firm friends. Bethany Coleman is alive, and in my debt. I helped save the sisterhood. Faye Swift is alive, has not dreamed of the servant since I performed the ritual. Okay, so it wasn't so bad that I did give her, like, ultimate traumatic visions, in the hope that they would tell us what was going to happen. Kind of. Ennis Alfred the cultist is in hiding, has not been seen since the defeat of the servant. There are rumours he is living in Rydal Cave once again. Forrest Vare was wounded, both his body and his pride have been damaged, but he lives. I mean, he's a plant addict, I'm not sure he had much pride left to damage in the first place, but okay. Thea Ward is in hiding, ashamed of her actions that caused so much pain and death. It is unlikely she will ever fully recover from the trauma. I mean, I'm not entirely sure why she did this in the first place. Like, what was she possibly hoping to achieve? You know, I'm not super keen on redemption for Thea Ward. Like, a bunch of people died because of her. For nothing. It's not like she was trying to make the world a better place. It's not like this was trying to, like, make her situation better. She was like, oh, I have an abusive childhood. Let's murder one person, then summon a creature that will destroy the whole world. Well, hey, wonderful. No. Stuff you, Thea Ward. Isidore Burbage, alive, currently pursuing legal action against strange horticulture. Wonderful. So presumably there is an ending where I help the servant. Because I can join the cult. I did join the cult. I can do the cult's bidding. And now we have some credits. Which we will sit through for politeness. I hope everyone who has watched along with me, either live at various points or who's watching this in the future, either on Twitch or on YouTube, has very much enjoyed my playthrough of Strange Horticulture. I won't be jumping back in again straight away to look at some of the other endings, but maybe sometime in the future I'll come back and be like, yeah, let's do an evil playthrough of the plant game. Not as ridiculous as it sounds. If you've enjoyed watching this, you can follow me on Twitch at twitch.tv/ds4demise_. You can find me on Twitter at @ds4demise. Or you can subscribe to my channel on YouTube where I upload all of these VODs, which is also under ds4demise. I don't know what my streaming schedule is likely to be in the coming weeks and months. I hope to be doing it somewhat regularly. I also don't know what game I'll be picking up with that, so that will be an exciting surprise for you and for me whenever we come to it. I am now going to let us just sit and appreciate for a while till we get to the end of the credits, if the credits end, or if they end up just looping, because I haven't been paying attention, then maybe we'll be sat here for until the end of eternity. Won't that be nice? I've definitely seen the same names multiple times, but I think that's just because it's a smaller team. Which, it's good that a smaller team can put out something of really high quality like this. I've enjoyed all of it. I don't think the puzzles have been too soft and easy and handholdy. I definitely think there might have been more cases called for them not using the sort of book name of the plant when the client has given you a non-book name. But equally, I don't think the puzzles have ever really been too hard. I got through without making too many mistakes, and I don't think I'm an unusually good plant mystery game player, certainly. I definitely would like to see some of their other stuff. In fact, that's probably what I'm going to do immediately after this stream is over. Yeah, so congratulations to Bad Viking and everyone involved on a fantastic game. Yes, these are definitely looping. I've definitely seen narrative Rob Donkin before. Okie dokie. Ooh, we have possibly an epilogue. Ooh, okay. The game is not over yet. Have you ever heard of the Monastery of the Black Veil? Think it would interest you. Learn it from a man from Ravenglass. If you're ever in that part of the world, you should ask him about it. He owns the Horseshoe Inn on Main Street. So this is how many plants I've identified. I think there's an achievement for sort of tagging them all correctly. I'm not entirely certain how it's counting identified. So, for example, I've said I haven't definitively identified Candlewood. It's on my supposed identification shelf. But equally, I've used it for things now. I've used it for St. Quentin's Elixir, and that's worked. So it obviously is Candlewood and can't be anything else. I wonder if these two things are related. Let's go to Ravenglass, which I assume is a town on the map. If it's not, I'll be disappointed. Ravenglass. He has letters for me. I am met by a man with a thick black beard and kind eyes, who is delighted to have found a willing ear to listen to his stories. You won't find the Monastery of the Black Veil marked on any map. They don't want it to be found. The monastery was on the edge of a wood, I remember that much. We must have been heading west, because I could feel the sun on my face, and it was evening. We crossed 2 rivers, then we followed the river for a while. I could hear it to my left as we travelled. They left me here in Ravenglass, and I've stayed ever since. As I turned to leave, he adds, "Here, if you're serious about going, you'd better have this." He gives me 2 letters. Okay. A new elixir recipe. Oh god. Well, that's terrifying in its own right. Monastery was on the edge of the woods. Nope, I don't need you. Once we block them not coming out, they don't want to be found. Monsters on the edge of the woods, driving large. We must have been heading west. So I could feel the sun on my face. We crossed 2 rivers, then we followed the river for a while. I could hear it to my left. They left me here in Ravengrass. So, if you're at Ravengrass, the river's on your left as you're coming into Ravengrass. That means you're coming from the north. So you cross the rivers. Does this river count? Answer, who knows? So they are heading west. She's in this direction. So I suppose it must be here, on the edge of the wood. That seems like the obvious location. Oh god, he wants me to make this elixir straight away. Fantastic. Oh dear. I-12. 3 figures, their faces hidden behind black coverings, come out to meet me. The figure on the left speaks first. The monks of the Black Veil know of the horticulturist. Well, that's nice. As they say, my reputation precedes me. I wonder what happened to the plots that I used in the ritual. I wonder where they've gone. I see. Some of them have ended up over here. Number 1 in the center of the group has they will share the knowledge if they receive the payment. The final line of the trio stays silent, and they want the elixir of the Black Veil. Great. Wonderful. Marvellous. Can you get off the screen, please? Receive a bird that's not within a waterline splendor, and none will last forever here. We all wear the Black Veil. Leaf of the Storian, dark flower of the Thum, stench of the twilight. Is Storian a thing that I can look up? First question. Yes, it is. Amazing. Dark red fruit should not be ingested under any circumstances. They are highly poisonous, resulting in insanity and death. Unequivocal. Distinctive triple xylem and phloem. I wonder if you're Storian. I think you're Storian. Anything else with red fruit? No, not at all. Okay. I think you're Storian. Dark flower of the Thum. Pronounced tomb. This flower is sometimes associated with death. No kidding. Uses a fragrance in soaps and candles. And it has leaves kind of like that. Well, good news is I don't think it's any of my tentative identity parts. We're definitely not Widow's Flower. I mean, you're the only unidentified plant that matches the leaf description, or the leaf depiction. Rhubarb is a funny smell to make soaps and candles with, though. Do you want a rhubarb flavoured candle? I don't. Okay, so we'll give that a try. And then the final ingredient, stench of the twilight. I have no idea at all what stench of the twilight means. Oh, I should add scale to each of these descriptions. Twilight Leviota. In the twilight, where shadows grow, take leaf and root and eye of crow. Plant of gloom, despair, and dark magic. The smell it gives off is quite foul. Okay, it has a very similar looking set of leaves. Honestly, another smell, maybe. Not convinced. There's definitely nothing up there that looks like it. I really don't think this is it. It's from L7. I can't do it as L7 because I'm in the middle of doing this. So we'll give this a try, I suppose. Well, actually, I can leave, and then I can just water some plants until I can go out again, and then do this twice. Seems entirely reasonable. So you're from L7. L7. Doesn't really sound like a dark and gloomy plant to me. I don't have a better. That'd just be really fanciful. Yeah. Oh. Okay. Yeah. I think it's you. Here's a question. Can I? I can. Cut and paste. Okay. I'm much more happy with you as a Twilight Veil, or Twilight Leviota, sorry. Let's go to the lab. Let's put them in. Let's pray. Success! Elixir of the Black Veil, which is also black. Is this going to say it's black? Yes, it is. How helpful. Right, put you away. Let's water this mushroom. Do mushrooms need watering IRL? I mean, probably? What is it? I-12. Ta-da! Identified an elixir. A third member of the trio accepts the elixir, and together they disappear into the monastery. Sometime later they returned with a stack of parchment. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of book bits. Blimey. Right, I'll have to come to that. I think this one might have been that demo that was listed. First, though, I have to find where all those blooming plants went, don't I? Through, elevator. Yes, okay. Well, I did find out what that was actually called. Didn't I? Historian. Right, let's move the ones I've actually used. Okay, try that. Right. Okay, we've done you. Next, clue. Triangle, circle, circle, circle. Presumably asking us to go look on the map again. So firstly, I suppose we're going to find two things. Oh gosh, I was thinking I found it already. I think it might be down here. Circle, circle, up one, left one, triangle. And then right, right, up, circle. I mean, there can't be that many other places that have two circles diagonally next to each other like that. Like there is up here, but it goes too high. Yeah, okay, so from these two, take this one, go that one, up one. Boom, clue followed. Oh my god, I can't believe there are still more plants to get, you know. This is from N27. Put you up there, because you seem dangerous. Oops. Okay, we've now followed all of our various clues. I don't think we need that anymore. Ding! Simone, my friend! It's good to see you too, Hellboy. Excuse you? Nothing ever phases you, does it? No. Well, the bell actually regularly faces Hellboy, but okay. Must admit, I've been buried in my books, seem to have missed all the excitement. Trust me, you didn't want to be there. Yes, we did. That's how I know you didn't want to be there. I've been collecting some information on a selection of plants for a little book I'm putting together. I was hoping you could help me finish identifying all these plants. Awesome. Let's start with the Moonlight Flower Bellanox. I've always loved that one. Darkness is as beautiful as enchanted for centuries. Sort of send people mad with obsessive desire. I think that's going to be these dark purple flowers. Success! Spring waxcap, that's a mushroom, isn't it? Well, I've only got a couple of mushrooms. The other mushroom with some mild medicinal properties looks exactly like this. Are these pain? Success! Is she now just going to be here to identify all of my plants, I wonder. That would be kind of nice, I suppose. It wouldn't take too long. Average. I don't know that thing. Average. I've got a supposed average up here. Pretty blue flowers line the stems of the sort of the plant. Yeah, it's gotta be you. Fool's Midnight, a miss, thanks. I have Fool's Midnight? Nox Fatuous, used by some as an aphrodisiac. The potent sulfuric aroma was enough to put off most. This dark mushroom has a fleshy underbelly, said to have a unique sharp taste to those brave enough to try it. Aw, are you sure? Are you sure we can't give some of this Fool's Midnight a go, you know? You and me, Saran? No? Okay. More success. Okay, I think I'm actually going to put these tentative IDs down here so I can free up a shelf for actual IDs. Yeah. Ooh, demo sounds nice. I wonder if that's what Mum puts in her tea. I've often thought that she must have a secret ingredient that makes it extra soothing. Demol, this unremarkable flower is related to the common thistle. Well, you look thistle-like. You have a leaf that looks about right. Yes, success. That's a Meridoc, I don't know that one, and you don't want to. It's horrible. I was given that to kill someone with, you know? It says here that Umbrella smells of strawberries. There are so many conflicting areas in this shop I can't figure it out, but apparently I can. That's gotta be you. I've never even heard of Evulum, and yet you are asking me about it, which is impressive. The scent produces an overpowering aroma. It's said to stimulate the senses and rejuvenate aching bones. Has many short, pretty leaves. Well, I think that's probably you, right? Somewhat pungent. That probably means overpowering. For your bones. Success. I wonder what the whole monk thing was about. Why is that in post-game? Just giving me more plants to then immediately identify. Pennybell. The leaves of the pennybell are chewed by some for their hallucinogenic properties. It's highly addictive and can lead to sickness and death. You are bell-shaped, and you have leaves that look about right to me. Success! My mother often uses burden leaves in her cooking. She's too stubborn for superstitions. Well, that's obviously this one. Like tasty additions, soups and stews. Superstitious folk pour light into their homes. Yeah, it's definitely you. Do I need to be labelling these with what they do at this stage in the game? Probably not, but I will anyway. Another herbal remedy for sore throats that doesn't work. Oh well, let's see what it looks like at least. Oh, gosh, no one ever accused one of my remedies of not working before. Peliscus. The Peliscus virus crashed into a paste to cure coughs and sore throats. The other kind of test and supposed cure does not work. Ah, this is a tougher one, as we don't know anything about it. Apart from it has long wings. It's going to be one or two. I think this one looks closer. Success. Right, let's do the Wheel of Neptune now. Presumably it's a lily. Also called Truthsayer. This plant will force a person to tell the truth when eaten. Sparsely petaled pale flowers give it a strong scent. Do you have a strong scent? Yes. Are you pale? Yeah, kinda. I haven't found this one today, so maybe this is one of the harder ones to find. Maybe that's why law enforcement doesn't exclusively make use of Wheel of Neptune. Meekdew. I know Meekdew. I had Meekdew ages ago, and someone. This is the one I could have used on that horrible barrister. And I never did because I'm just too nice. Let's do Carnivorous Torren now. Well, I've only got one carnivorous looking plant. Although, even this I don't feel like is big enough for eating a person, but sure. Imagine being eaten by a Venus flytrap in real life, or something like it. Cauldron. I thought I'd identified the cauldron. Oh god, I haven't identified cauldron. That's not good. I suppose it must be this one. No idea when I got this. I could have used it ages ago in a... I could have given it to the sanctuary for the Sisters of Arduino, and instead I gave them a protective one, and that seems to protect them from the servant. What I don't know is, if I put Cauldry there, would that have helped them hunt the servant, or would it have helped the servant hunt them? Either way, at the time I couldn't identify Cauldry. I might not have even had it. Thus rendering the discussion rather moot. Let's do Prickle now. Success. I've got an achieved experienced horticulturalist. ID'd all plants. Amazing. Well, that seems to be all of them, you know. I think you've earned the right to call yourself an experienced horticulturalist. Thanks, I've just got the achieve. Closed. End day. Is this the end of the game now? The actual end? Yes, it is. Okie dokie. thank you for bearing with me during that little epilogue section. The only thing I have left to say is please do, if you've enjoyed watching, follow me on Twitch here. It makes a real difference to small streamers like myself to get follows from folks like you. Or if you're watching the VOD version of this on YouTube, then please do consider subscribing. I will see you all again soon. With what? I don't know yet. It'll be a fun surprise. Until then, see you later.